Hey guys, I'm back for another video, and today I'm going to talk about Hytale again, and this is a response video to all of the wonderful people over in the Hytale info subreddit, those of you that have visited my comments section, and just anyone else that would like to comment on pre-release Hytale content, me as a YouTuber, me as a person, Blockshot as an organization. There's a lot that's been said over the past few months, and it's started to become a bit sour. People are calling channels like mine cash grabs, generic, low quality, and I honestly think that a lot of them are off base. There are some legitimate criticisms that I am going to acknowledge in this video, but today, I would like to address the hate surrounding Hytale pre-release content. I bet a lot of comments in this video are just gonna say, hey Brandon, ignore the haters, they're not gonna help you, but I'm the type of person that tries to improve from the criticism of others. So that is why I'm taking the time to make this video. So I took the time to look into a lot of the hate going on, specifically with YouTubers in the Hytale community, and I'm going to be using an analogy for this video. It sounds really weird out of context, but just imagine separating cream from milk, right? The idea is that a lot of the byproduct that you don't want stays at the bottom while the good stuff floats to the top. That's how I see a lot of the comments surrounding my channel, surrounding Blockshot, surrounding other channels that are Hytale related. And I'm going to start with the least useful criticism that, frankly, I would say is mindless and off base. And then I'll make my way up to the more credible and the stuff that I could learn from. Alright, so anyone that uses Discord would know that people freak the hell out when you ping them. I don't know why, but some people get absolutely triggered from a single ping on Discord, where they would literally want to, like, punch a person. I don't know what the heck's up with that, but I feel like YouTube notifications are the same way. There's a lot of comments saying, why are you in my recommended? Get out of my recommended. I don't like to watch the stuff. Why is it in my recommended? Okay, so answer me this. Those of you that have that specific comment, which I can't even say is criticism because that's not even my fault. It's not my fault that YouTube thinks that my content is something that you should watch. This is just the nature of YouTube. For example, I saw this one thing that was like the sharpest Jello knife in the world, and I'm like, what? A knife made out of Jello? How does he do that? And then this is like quirky Asian-centric channel that has like no commentary in it. It's very weird, but it also is pretty interesting because it shows a guy turning Jello mix into a knife. And I click on it, and my entire recommended becomes that. Same thing goes for Family Guy montages. The point I'm trying to make, right? If you watch one Hytale video, and then say 3 of my videos appear in your recommended, how is that my fault exactly? Honestly, those type of comments, I can't take any criticism from at all. So I'm just gonna have to dismiss it. This next tier of hate is a little bit more sensical, but still relatively mindless. And that's the people that scream over the top of the hills, clickbait! So I've been criticized for clickbait. Big surprise. Anyone that has any sort of success on YouTube gets this criticism. I think we can all agree that clickbait is a word that is not associated with good things, right? In the general YouTube slang. But what clickbaiting actually is just, it's what it says, baiting a click. That doesn't mean that a video's not going to hold up its promise. So there's a difference between clickbaiting and then the bait and switch. So when someone screams clickbait, they mean bait and switch, where you promise something in the title and thumbnail and not deliver. For example, the old days of YouTube before the algorithm took over, you would have videos that have breasts in the thumbnail, and there would be a bunch of teens that just subconsciously are, you know, looking at the recommended videos, they see it, and then they just click. That's just how people work. So they click it, and then it's just some generic commentary about gaming or something, and then they scream clickbait because they were baited into something that didn't even show up in the video. So that is bait and switch. Yes, I bait clicks, but I deliver on what is promised. For example, one video that got a decent amount of hate recently was my video titled, Why Hytale Will Change the World. There are a lot of comments on the video saying, okay, this is ridiculous, you're just clickbaiting now, it's just another Minecraft, there's no way it'll change the world. And let me ask you a question, okay? Did Minecraft change the world? If you said no, you're just denying the obvious, guys. Minecraft, right, not only is a mega popular game with many millions of players, but it is also being used as an educational tool. It inspired lots of people to start coding, to start building, to start their own game development endeavors. It is ultimately a very inspiring project. And then when I look at something like Hytale, I see a lot of potential. I see the opportunity for people to educate themselves, to get inspired, to make something brand new. And I do see the potential for millions of people playing the game. So will it change the world? Yes, it will. And that is the point I made in the video. Yet there's so many people that think that it's going to bring the new world order and then everything's going to be different and there won't be such a thing as currency anymore and no one's going to have to go to do a job or something stupid like that. Like, come on, guys. In one of my videos, I said, I'm applying as a Hytale developer. That is a completely true statement. There is nothing that is clickbaity, nothing that's incorrect about that statement. I legitimately want to be on the Hytale team. Now, it's been almost a month since I've uploaded that content, so do I think they accepted me? No, but I wanted to throw my application out there anyway. I'm a third-year computer science student. I have a lot of experience in Java and C#, which is the two languages they're working in, and I legitimately wanted to work for them for a year. I guess it's not completely off the table, but still, I mean, chances are they're probably not going to accept me, but that's not the point. The point is that I turned the video into a portfolio type thing to show staff. Then a lot of you would be like, why make it public then? Why not make it public? I can get a lot of support from my subscribers, and then a lot of criticisms from people that are not my subscribers, and then I can improve from it. And that's what happened. I got a lot of comments that were criticizing my code that I had advertised, and I was like, oh, okay, I'm gonna update it, and I did. Frankly, someone that screams clickbait to me has either not seen the video, or they're one of those people that are salty from a notification, and they just wanted to go to the video, comment clickbait angrily, and leave. So again, not much I can take from it. I'm sorry. I can't improve from criticisms that frankly are just untrue. I mean, I could read off every title and tell you why it's not clickbait. Is Hytale overhyped? The answer is yes. Simply put, yes, that is what I said, and I explained why. I cited several examples of previous games that have been overhyped, and I explained why they failed, and then I basically left advice for the Hytale team how to not let that happen. And it was a legitimate video. Sure, it looks clickbaity. Sure, it makes you want to click, but that's what a YouTube video is supposed to do. And I delivered on the content I promised. As one last note, a lot of the mindless hate also comes from people that say that I'm similar to channels like Hytale Hub and Hytale News. And frankly, that is just incorrect. I mean, let's be real. I don't do news content. I don't. I speculate. I give advice to the devs. I don't make a video every time a blog post comes out and then mindlessly read off everything that's already there for you to read. I don't do that. I come up with an idea. I ask a question and I answer it. And some people would like to know the answer to that question. So, no, I am not like those channels. I don't do what they do. And that comparison just, again, doesn't make sense. There are people that are giving me a bad name, and the reason why I'm getting a lot of this hate is actually because people don't even watch my content to begin with, but they did watch content from some other YouTuber, and they automatically assumed I was another one of them. There are videos out there that I absolutely, hate, and they make me angry. There was a video saying, oh, come and download the Hytale model maker. Like, it literally says that, and it's Craft Studio. Like, dude, that is clickbait. That is 100% clickbait. And of course, in the video itself, he said, oh yeah, it's not actually the model maker, but it's the thing that inspired it. Then don't say it's the model maker. He wanted views, so he wouldn't title it something like, practice for the Hytale model maker using Craft Studio. And then, like, the context would be like, yeah, they're two similar programs, so you could teach yourself how to use Hytale model maker through Craft Studio. No, he straight up said, download and use the Hytale model maker. That I've never done, that I will not do. It frankly it makes me angry. And there's videos that are made just about single tweets. Like, Simon tweeted out a few days ago, when is Hytale's release date? And then he said, when it's ready. And then you have people making 4 to 5 minute videos saying Hytale release date confirmed. Like, stop! Stop! You're giving people like me a bad name. It's frustrating, okay? Another thing that people have been cited as saying is that my videos are low quality. I get that. I get the fact that, you know, I don't do a heck of a lot of edits, but I do the basics really well. 1080p 60 video with Bed Wars gameplay in the background, which frankly is within the top 1% of players. It's relatively crazy content. Like, if you play Bed Wars, you would appreciate how intense some of these fights get. And it's frankly distracting for some people. I get comments all the time saying, I didn't even hear what the video was talking about because I was too distracted by the gameplay. And I think that's a compliment. I think that's a good thing. If the gameplay is so good that someone has to basically watch the video twice, once to get the gameplay, once to get the point of the video, like, that means I did something right. So even though I might not have a bunch of fancy edits, like I don't spin something around on the screen or have like a bunch of pop-ups come up, I get the job done. I have the gameplay in the background, high quality, I have a professional intro and outro that fit my channel's theme very well, and whenever I need to, I do put up a few images on the screen related to the topic. Now, could I put more of those? Yes. But I think that the quality of the content lies in the subject matter. The commentary itself, it asks an interesting question. I bring up things that no one's asked before. For example, one video of mine was talking about whether or not modders have the right to prevent people from copying their mods. I brought up the discussion of whether or not somebody could download a mod to their client and then decompile it and recompile it and then like sell it as their own mod. That was a legitimate question that a lot of people didn't even know the answer to, and I speculated on it. And then ultimately we came up with a solution, and it's that you would have mods be compiled as they're being downloaded. So your specific computer could run the mod, but not a lot of others can, because that's just how compiling works. It, you know, translates it down to machine code, which only works for certain hardware. Anyway, I do think I can take a little bit of criticism from this department. I could put more media in my videos. I could put more images. I could put more videos. Maybe if I mention a game that's like Fallout New Vegas and I mention a specific mechanic, I can put in a short little clip of the character in the game doing that thing. So I thank those people, and in the future I can try and do that. But overall, I don't think it's worth saying that my videos are low quality. I have a Blue Yeti microphone that is in a quiet room with no background noise as well. If you call out somebody for low quality, they better have a crappy microphone, 360p footage, 30 FPS or less, and like they don't know how to speak. There's no cuts. I actually do a lot of editing to cut out my mistakes when I'm speaking. A given video will have something like 30 to 40 cuts just to make it so that my speech sounds fluid. And of course you don't see it because it's all auditory, but if I were to do the same thing with video, then it would look very crazy and every few seconds there'd be a cut. So again, the low quality thing doesn't really make a lot of sense to me, other than not putting media in front of the gameplay. If you guys have other criticisms, right, then I would be happy to know what else you think the videos need. But I think what is there is good. There could be more. So I think at this point, I've defended the content itself well enough. I'm going to get to the content that, again, this is actually delving into territory that does have a little bit more credibility to it, and that's my motives. Okay, it's no secret. We live on the planet Earth, we are human beings, we have to make money to survive. Okay? Now that we have that out of the way, what is wrong with having YouTube as a career? What is wrong with wanting to make money through anything? If I were to work at a McDonald's, do you think it'd really make sense if somebody were to walk up to me and be like, oh, of course you're flipping burgers for me so you can make money? Yeah? Of course. Is money my motive 100% for making videos? Of course not. If that was the case, I would be chasing Apex Legends right now. But I hate Battle Royale, so I don't do it. I get it, how people are frustrated that, for example, people like me want to make money through the platform, but honestly, I think that's okay. There are people that are worse than me. I mean, not trying to throw shade here, but I was talking to one of the staff over at Hytale Hub, and he said that he's never played Minecraft in his life and he doesn't care about Hytale at all. He just wants the money. And I don't blame him. You know, I mean, I think that's a bit more extreme than what I have going, but it's something he said, and it's something I understand. And I don't think that deserves hate, to be completely honest with you. If people enjoy the content, then who cares? Who cares the motive? If someone donates $1 million to some village in Africa, does it really matter what their motives are? I don't know. That's getting into politics and things like that, and people can make arguments either way, but I personally am under the belief that motives, as long as it's not pure evil, honestly, the motive doesn't matter. If someone's making content that like many millions of people enjoy, then let them do it. They're making people happy. They're entertaining people. There are people that are, again, pissed off by all the reasons I stated earlier, and they're attacking my passion project, and that is the Blockshot network. So, Blockshot, if you guys haven't heard of it, I bet you have, is a first-person shooter, run-and-gun style minigame server that is planned for Hytale. So a lot of people are calling it a cash grab. They're calling it generic. Big surprise, welcome to the internet. But here's the thing, right? To those of you that are calling Blockshot a generic cash grab, how are you any better than the YouTubers that are praising Hytale before it even comes out? Oh, it's just another shooter. It's generic. It's like every other game. Okay, well, what makes it any different from people saying that Hytale is just like Minecraft because it has blocks? Anyone that's played Call of Duty and Battlefield would know they're completely different games. Sure, they both involve guns. The motives are completely different. The gameplay elements are completely different. Sure, you shoot guns and kill enemies, but the gameplay feels different. It is different. So saying something like how Blockshot is going to be generic and just like every other game is frankly ignorant. And what's wrong with being similar to great games? What if it is similar to Call of Duty? It could be better. It's not trying to leech off of Call of Duty. It is trying to improve on Call of Duty. I used to be a dedicated Call of Duty fan for years and years and years and years, buying into their $110 per year subscription, basically. And it all started with Modern Warfare 1. I loved the game. And I would be playing World at War, Modern Warfare 2, Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2. I loved all of them. And then you start to get some of the stinkers, like Ghosts, Infinite Warfare, Black Ops 3. The games started to become knockoffs of themselves. They tried so hard to be different that they made themselves worse. But at the same time, they took some gameplay mechanics from previous games that made them worse, and it just continues this horrible cycle. Loot boxes? Ugh! Frankly, anybody that says anything about Blockshot being generic, first off, I mean, come on. The game's not out yet. Hytale's not out yet. Do I think Hytale will be good? Yes. Do I think it's going to take over my entire life? No. And then you go to Blockshot. Do I think it's going to be great? Yes, but only because of the skills that our team has. There's a lot of decisions that are yet to be made. We are going to make sure that the game is good. We're not just some viewer from the outside that's saying the game's going to be good just because we believe in the idea. We believe in ourselves as people, as skilled individuals, developers, artists, model makers. We know we can make great things, and we're going to go and do it. And anyone that says that what we're making is generic simply because it has guns in it is just off base. To conclude the video, the biggest criticism I would say that I can take into account is the editing in the videos. There's a lot going on there that is quality, but there's not enough of it. So sure, I can put in some more media to help make my points a little bit stronger. And maybe I'll use some different music, because even though it is nice to have music that's on point, the Hytale stuff is getting a little dry. So I think I might insert some Blockshot soundtrack while I'm at it. Well, anyway, that is it for this video, guys. I hope I changed some of your minds. Are there any other criticisms you have for me? Please, don't just say my content is generic and that it's stupid or whatever. Make an actual point. Give me something to work with here. I want to improve. At the end of the day, I'm another guy that's just waiting for Hytale to come out. I'm excited for the game. I'm gonna play the crap out of it. And I would be anyway, even if I didn't make content for it. So, have at it, guys. But again, just because I'm in your recommended, doesn't mean it's my fault. Anyway, leave a like down below, those of you guys that do enjoy this video, and those of you that hated it, go and dislike it as well, just to spite me. It doesn't really matter in the algorithm anyways. Likes and dislikes count the same. So do comments, so go and argue with each other as well if you so please. Doesn't matter to me. Anyway, that is it. So, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys later.